Hi, welcome to Rye's Room. I'm Rye, and this is my room. So in the news today, President Obama made good on the friendly bet he made with Prime Minister Harper over the gold medal game of the Olympics between the United States and Team Canada, delivering a case of Molson Canadian and another type of beer, a brand I've never heard of before, forgive me. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, is Harper going to drink this all at once? Or is he going to pace himself, make it last for a while, and really savor the victory? Maybe have a few friends over. Maybe share a brew with the ambassador to Canada from the States. No. These cases of beer are in fact going into Canada's Hockey Hall of Fame. Does anyone else see anything weird about this? I mean, I can think of a lot of things that should go into Canada's Hockey Hall of Fame. Gloves, sticks, jerseys, pucks, Zambonis perhaps, somebody's car or truck perhaps, somebody's sunglasses, somebody's toque, somebody's hockey pads perhaps. I mean, maybe Gretzky had a favorite helmet that when he got checked into the boards, I got a scratch. That was if you pick that up, that was a muffler from a car that just went by. I have very thin walls. Going to sleep around here at about 4:30 in the morning, almost impossible to do. Anyway, the point is, when I think of things that should go into halls of fame or museums, I don't think of libations or spirits or foods or whatever. I mean, it would be like taking Gretzky's birthday cake and not eating the cake, but putting it under some sort of preservation area in the Hockey Hall of Fame and sort of just to stare at it, kind of like they did with Lenin's corpse in the Soviet Union. And I mean, who would want to go see that? Oh, look, there's the case of beer, the Molson Canadian beer that Obama gave to Harper after the 2010 gold medal Olympic game. I don't think so. It's not exciting to me, although I'm frankly not a hockey fan. I mean, you'll note the Batman shirt, and you can't really see this, but I'm actually surrounded by a bunch of slideshow polystone statues of various characters, humble characters, and so on and so forth. So I'm a geek and I admit it, but I keep it in-house. Anyway, getting back to the subject at hand, the point is there are things that should go into museums and things that should stay out. So it's just a little weird to me that the beer is not going to be drank. It's going to be preserved in a museum. Continuing on that line of thought, there's this whole thing about the hockey puck that was the game winner for Canada during the Olympics, and that's on display now, and people are getting pictures taken with it, and I think it might be going on a national tour. And it just, we're making a big deal about this puck, and then Sidney Crosby lost his gloves and his hockey stick at the game, and everybody's real concerned about that until a hockey memorabilia collector came forward and said he had mistakenly had it sent, and he gave it promptly back. So now that's back, and everybody's happy. I'm not sure how I feel about that either, but then again, not a hockey fan. But I look at that, and then I look at the women's hockey team for Canada, because they were gold medal winners too. And I don't want to say they didn't get any glory, because they did. And I don't want to say that Canada wasn't proud of them, because it was. Everybody went nuts for the women's hockey team gold medal win, and it's true, and they deserve it. They deserve the success that they had, and they deserve the elation they felt for that success. But because they worked for it, they did. Let's face it. And I don't think anybody would begrudge them the feeling of achievement they have as gold medal winning Olympians. But, I mean, it seems like the women, they don't get as much of the glory as the men. They get more of the, I'm going to use the awful C word here, more of the crap. I bet you thought it was going to be another word. More of the crap than the men do. For example, when they were having their celebration at the arena, it wasn't public. Everybody was out. There were no spectators there. There was somebody with a camera photographing them drinking beer on the ice, drinking from a champagne bottle on the ice, and smoking cigars on the ice, which is not something that's all that uncommon. But there was this big controversy. And at one point, the IOC came out and said, we might have to reevaluate women's hockey in the Olympics. Why? When you've got, and I forget the gentleman's name, but he was the Canadian, the male skeleton gold medalist. He has quite the personality, and I don't begrudge him that. And I don't begrudge him his success either. But he was actually filmed by the media walking down the middle of the street with a pitcher of beer and drinking that down. And no one had any problems with that. He never had any controversy over that. So it seems to me that there's quite a double standard. And that extends to the women's ski jumping team as well, whose Canada Supreme Court case was denied on the grounds that it wasn't internationally recognized, or it wasn't internationally organized, or there weren't enough people doing it internationally to have it qualify yet as an Olympic event. Well, I mean, I question whether or not, our standards in Canada of equality were really sort of kept up, and that's just the way I see it. So that's my Olympic recap. I mean, far be it from me to complain or raise controversy. You know me better than that. I always told the line. I never have a bad thing to say about anything. Anyway, that's my take on it. Take from it what you will. And now let's move on to other things. I know that I've been promising for some time a new story. What I'm doing now is I'm trying to dictate that onto my webcam. And that takes a while because, this stuff you actually do have to do take after take after take. And I'm having some trouble doing it. I also have to concentrate on school, folks. I'm getting the highest marks that I've ever gotten in a class, in this class, and I like to keep it up. So school has to come first. So my postings are going to be few and far between until summer, and then I'm probably going to go crazy. But keep me in mind, because when I post again, it'll be closer to the end of the month, and there's going to be a change coming to Rise Room, and it has to do with me. And quite frankly, not only will I think none of you look at me the same way again, I may never look at myself the same way again either. So keep an eye out for that. That's coming in a couple of weeks, and yeah, that's my world for today. So I'll see you soon in Rise Room. Bye for now.